Hi, this webinar bite will show you how to access Sage to create your application. And we'll start with social innovation. All right, so remember, don't use Google Chrome because Google Chrome doesn't work well with Sage. Sage is our online application system that's called System for Administering Grants Electronically. To access Sage, you need to go to www.sage.nj.gov. That's www.sage.nj.gov. When you get to the landing page, you put in your username and you put in your password and you click login. This is our test site, and this is the site that we use to test applications and reports and also to do educational webinars like this one. So when you get to the My Task page, you won't be as busy as this. What we need you to do is scroll all the way down to the bottom and click View Opportunities. Now, social innovation encompasses college readiness, skills, trade readiness, and Freedom School Planning Grant. Right, so when you get to the top, you expand the provider box and you click njsage_DOS. And in the document instance, you would put in social innovation. And you would click filter. So because this is our test site, we get information from various years. But what you want to do is you want to scroll down, or what will pop up is OFBI Social Innovation 2027, right here. OFBI Social Innovation 2027. And it'll be for, and then it'll be the name of your organization. You click apply now, and you click I agree. And then you are in the application page. So the next video will talk about the grant guidelines for each of the applications. However, this one, I'm just going to go quickly through it. So you hover over Forms menu and you click Profile Information. And this page pops up, Profile Information page. This is usually filled in. The only thing you need to fill in are these four text boxes and this checkbox on the bottom left-hand corner. So you have to fill that out. So I'll put Mr. Um, Hector Lavoe. If you know, you know. Salcedo. And then on the bottom left hand, you click the checkbox and you scroll up to the top and you click Save. And then when this green box shows up here, you can move on to the next page. Now, there's a number of ways to go down this tree of application forms. You can hover over Forms menu and just go systematically form by form. And you want to select the grant category. So when you get to the selection of grant categories page, you put the name of the title of the project and you come down to the bottom. There we go. And you can choose college readiness, trade skill readiness, sustainable development planning grant, or the New Jersey Freedom the New Jersey Freedom School Planning Grant. Now, under social innovation, you can only apply for one of these categories. You can't come in and apply for multiple social innovation categories, right? So we'll just do sustainable development for argument's sake. But the application itself is universal. And then on the top, you can click Save Next. What it'll do, it'll save this page and take you to the next page. All right, and then it'll take you to the organization contact information page. Now you need to fill all this out. Anything with an asterisk, you need to fill out. If you use an email, make sure that you use an email that is constantly monitored. Um, so, you put in your first name, you put in your last name, you put in the organization's name, the address, the city, the state, the zip, the phone number, anything with an asterisk you have to fill out. The email, if you have a website, put it in there. The project director. Now, listen, you can't have a project director, chief financial officer be the same person. And you can't have the authorized official if it's the executive director. You can't have, for example, Eddie Laporte as the executive director, and then Eddie Laporte as the project director, and then Eddie Laporte as the chief financial officer. That doesn't make a lot of sense. And it speaks to the lack of your internal capacity and infrastructure. So make sure that you have different folks identified here. All right. Then you can click Save Next, or you can hover over Forms menu. Let me fill this out. So it's Ms. Um, Celia Cruz, and it is 123 Pumba Avenue. Oh no, it's Habana CDC. She's at 123 Pumba Avenue. The city, the state, the zip, the phone number, the email, and then the project director will be Mr. Um, I'm in a salsa mood today. Hector Laveau, 123 anywhere. The city is you. Oh, the city is you name it. New Jersey, the zip, the email, and then you put in the chief financial officer, Mrs. Need Mo Money. And then you put in the telephone number, you put in oops, you put in Gmail, and then you put in what the agency annual budget is. And you go up to you go up to the top and you click Save. Or you can click Save Next. All right, so once you see this little green light, you can move forward, and then you'll go to Project Summary. And in the project summary, you have 4,000 characters, so you got to get right to the point. And you need to read the grant guidelines, which will be a webinar specific to college readiness, skills trade readiness, freedom schools, and sustainable development. All right. So the grant guidelines will tell you what you need to answer in this box. You go up to the top, you click Save Next. Same thing with organizational capacity. You need to read what that section says regarding your specific application. You go up to the top, you click Save Next. Same thing with statement of need. You need to read the grant guidelines. You go up to the top, you click Save Next. And I'm going to do a webinar specifically talking about the grant guidelines. All right. So for sustainable development, everybody else is being asked to submit 3 letters of support. For sustainable development, this is a little more detailed. And so we're asking you for 6 letters of support. So this is, I think, one is from a developer, and we want to know here what is the role of that developer in assisting your application under sustainable development. You go up to the top and you click Save. Don't click Save Next. Right? So when the green light comes up, you click Add for the second page, and then you'll put in the real estate attorney. Right? And you write in here what's the role of the real estate attorney to your application. This is only for sustainable development. This does not apply. The 6 collaborations does not apply to social innovation, college readiness, skilled trades readiness, or freedom schools. Okay. But the process of adding pages or collaborations is the same. So social innovation, college readiness, skilled trades readiness, and freedom schools, you only need to submit 3 letters of collaboration. Those that are applying for sustainable development need to submit 6 statements of collaboration. All right. So after you fill this out, you go up to the top, you click Save. And then you go up to the top, the green light comes on, you go up to the top, you click Add. And then you'll put in here the architect. You give a little blurb about, what's the role of the architect for your project. You go up to the top, you click Save. After the green light comes on, you click the Add button. And then you put in let me see how many are here. 1, 2, 3. Then you'll put in the general contractor, right? What's his or her role with this project? You go up to the top, you click Save. And the grant guidelines will spell out for freedom schools, for sustainable development, the actual partners. 1, 2, 3, 4. You go up to the top, you click Save. You click Add. Oh, so this is so for sustainable development, this is a house of worship. And then in here, you want to indicate what's the role of the house of worship. If it's acting as a lead agency, do they have the separately incorporated 501c3? And I'll explain all that in the grant guidelines review. Indicate in this box, what is the role of the house of worship in moving this project forward for sustainable development only? And, what financial support will the house of worship commit to? And we'll talk about that when I do the grant guidelines. So you go up to the top, you click Save. All right. And then you click Add. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing somebody. Missing one. And you have to put in what that role is, what their role is with your particular application. The same idea goes for college readiness, skilled trade readiness, and freedom schools. When you put in your 3 collaborating partners, you put in the partners, the names, and then you put in the text box what's their role in moving the mission and the vision of your Freedom School forward during the life of this application. All right, let's say we do, so for sustainable development, you've done your six. For college readiness, skill trade readiness, and Freedom Schools, you've done your three. You go up to the top, hover over Forms menu. If you just hover over Forms menu, all the collaborators are pop up to the right. Then you go to project description. Now, for project description, you need to make sure you read the grant guidelines because there's specific questions you need to answer for each of these. So right now, I'm just putting in test, test, test. Go up to the top and click save. Or you can click save next. So it'll save this page and it'll take you to the next page. All right, so now we're at the budget page, and I think this is critically important for you to understand. Our grant is not designed. This is for college readiness, skill trade readiness, Freedom Schools, and sustainable development planning grants. Our grants are not designed to be standalone projects, meaning that our funding is not enough for you to just receive our grant and not have other funding in place so that our grant can be used to support an existing program. And you're going to be asked in the grant guidelines to make sure that you indicate that the grant you're applying, that the program that you're applying for our grant has existing funding. Oh, one of the support letters also has to be from the funder, themselves, stating that the grant that we're that your program will receive continued funding. And the date needs to be from July 1, 2026 to June 30th of 2027. We don't want to be, and we can't be the sole funder of any project. All right. So you come here and you'll have to do this is a personnel page. So for sustainable development, there are no personnel expenses. I'm telling you right now, there are no, the other three, there are those are allowable expenses, but for sustainable development, no. All right. And so for organizations that are splitting between charging the grant fringe benefits for some positions and not charging the grant fringe benefits for other positions, you can't put fringe and not fringe on the same page. So let's say this is the fringe page. And I don't know what the numbers are, right? Test. I'm just putting in one. You have an account to figure this out. And that's, let's say, fringe. Position title, I'm just using the word fringe to say it. This is the fringe page. Staff name, who knows? And every line item, this goes for all applications. Every line item that you're charging the grant, you have to provide a 20% in-kind match. So let's say the salary is 25,000 and the standard weekly hours is 35. Hours on the project is, I don't know, 15 per week. You're going to charge the grant uh, $5,000 and you click save. All right. So it comes back and it says, okay. So right now it says the actual total cost for the fringe person whose name is who knows, who's making 25,000, who works 35 hours a week, and is going to work 15 hours a week on this project, comes out to a total of 10,714. You're going to charge the grant 5,000, right? And Sage automatically assumes that funds from other sources, wherever those funds are coming from, you're going to get those funds to make this $10,000 whole, right? So that's almost 50% of an in-kind match. So if you want to reduce that, you have to um, reduce the grants from requested funds from state. So let's say you're going to make this 3,000 because you want to 30%, 20%. You want to change that to three, and you want to click. So what you need to do, that's too much of a match. So you want to increase this probably to about $8,000. Let's see what that does. So you got to play with this. You got to play with this and make sure that it can't be less than 20% of every line item that you're charging. All right, so it could be higher. So you're going to charge fringe from Eddie for this line item. You're going to charge the grant 8,000, and then Sage says, 10%, 20% of 8 comes out to 1,600. So you're at 2,714 to make this 10,714. So long as you're near the 20%, let me say this again. Every line item that you're charging this grant, you need to indicate a 20% in-kind match. It's not, and it's not, oh, we're doing 50% here, and no, no, no. Every line item needs to be a 20% in-kind match, right? It can be a cash match or it can be an in-kind match. Sage doesn't differentiate between in-kind and cash. All right. So you go up to the top and you click save. We did that already. Let me just click it one more time. When in doubt, always click save. So this is for the fringe page. And then for the non-fringe page, you go up to the top and you click add. And this is the non-fringe page. So you leave the fringe benefits breakdown blank and you'll say non-fringe for the position. And you'll say the staff names is who knows. It's 25,000 a year, standard weekly hours 35, and maybe they're working 5 hours a week on this job, right? You go up to the top and you're going to charge the grant $5,000. So the in-kind is $1,000. Go up to the top and you click save. All right, so we don't want any negatives here. So what we need to do is either we need to decrease this dollar amount here from grants from other sources. So let's go down to $3,000, or we'll go to $2,000. Come up to the top, click save, because Sage will do all the calculations for you. Oh wait, no, no, no. This is the wrong page. No, no, this is the right page. Non-French should be, hold on. Non-French should be 0. Go up to the top and click save. This is a problem, you just got to keep playing with Sage to get the numbers right. There we go. So whatever you're charging us, let's say it's $2,000 or whatever that dollar amount is, The funds from other sources needs to come as close to 20% of this total here. From here, Sage will calculate that. And so the total funds needed is 3,571. Okay, so we've done that. Go up to the top, and you've done that part for all your personnels. Then you hit consultants and contractors. So consultants and contractors operates the same way. Whatever you're going to charge the grant. So let's say, oh, you want to click this box that says, yes, do consultant services demonstrate a true employer-employee, non-employee relationship as per IRS regulations? The question is yes. If you're not having any consultants, then you don't have to fill this out. You don't have to check this box. Just leave everything blank. So let's say, who knows what the services to provide. Grantee will figure this out. So the basis for cost estimate is okay. Um, Description of consultant services is whatever it is, and then the basis for the cost estimate. The cost estimate goes here. So let's say it's $5,000. In this box here, you need to indicate how you got to this $5,000. And then what you need to do is say, okay, we got to provide a 20% in-kind match. So our 20% is for every line item. For every line item is $1,000. So that means you're going to charge the grants requested from state is 4,000, and the 20% is $1,000. That equals $5,000. And you do that for as many consultants as you need, or as you indicate. Go up to the top, you click save. Oh, cost basis. So if you're doing a row, like this is a row here, everything in this row needs to be completed, or Sage will give you this error sign. I just fixed it because I left this basis for cost estimate blank. Go up to the top and click save. Every grantee, now we're going to go to other cost categories. All right, so it took that. Hover over Forms menu, click Other Cost Categories. Okay, so if you click the drop-down box, you'll see these fixed options: travel, space, equipment, consumable supplies, which means office supplies, and then other. So if you're going to if you want to create an expenditure that's not travel, space, rental, equipment, or consumable supplies, and you click other, you need to indicate what other is. I don't know, let's say it's admin, which is an allowable cost, and it can be up to 10% of the total award. Right. So hold on. So let's say it's justification to support costs not yet costs not yet realized. To support program costs not yet realized. So let's say it's the cost estimate is $4,000. You're going to charge the grant 10%. Oops, nope. You're going to charge the grant uh 20%, which is $800. That means that No, you're gonna put in $3,200 here, and that means the other $800 is gonna come from somewhere else. Now, attachments, if you want to, let's say you're doing a meals, and if you feel compulsed to upload some type of justification for it, like a spreadsheet, you can upload it here by clicking choose file, and then it'll attach the application. It'll attach the supporting documents for this particular line item. Every grantee must have a line item for um, professional development. And that is to support conferences, trainings, etc. And it should be no less than $1,000. Right? So we'll do $1,000 and we'll put $800 here because 20% of 1,000 is 200 bucks, comes out to 1,000. And so you systematically do this all the way down. If you think you need another page, after you complete all these rows, you go up to the top where you got to save it first. You go up to the top and you click add for another page. Let's assume that this is where we're at. Hover over forms menu, then you go to overall budget. The only thing you can do on this page is click the save button. Clicking save populates all the numbers from the previous budget pages onto this page. So, it comes out to 18,640. If you're going to apply for whatever the max request is, then you need to make sure that this number equals what that request is that each application is saying that you can request. All right. Then you go hover over forms menu, and then there are some required appendices that you have to upload. So board resolution is on our website. Statement of collaboration 1, 2, and 3 for college readiness, skills trade readiness, and Freedom School. For sustainable development, you'll put 1, 2, and 3 here, and then you'll hover over forms menu, and under appendices, you'll add the other 3. And then everybody has to do a logic model. On our website, there is a webinar on how to complete the logic model, and there is going to be another webinar on how to navigate the OFBI website. So you upload all this information. Then for sustainable development, what you'll do is you'll need to come here and add the other 3 support letters as individual uploads. And for sustainable development only, there is the readiness assessment that you need to upload, and there's another document, I forget the name of it, that you need to upload. So those that are applying for sustainable development only have additional uploads. College readiness, skilled trades readiness, and freedom schools only have the required uploads under required appendices. Right? So I have to upload something. So because Sage won't let you submit the application without uploading something. So I've got to figure out. Um, I'm just going to upload something. I'll upload that. Upload this. This, whatever this is. upload, oops, this, and upload the logic model. Upload this. For sustainable development, everybody clicks save after you've uploaded whatever document you're uploading. Sustainable development, you still have to upload 3 more support letters and those 2 additional documents that are highlighted in the grant guidelines for you specifically. So for sustainable development, you would go to appendices and you would upload support letter 4, support letter 5, support letter 6, document 1, document 2, click save, then hover over forms menu, and everything has been uploaded. Now you're ready to submit. What you need to do is then hover over status change, and under application submitted, apply the status. Click I agree. And the application for college readiness, skilled trades readiness, Freedom School, and sustainable development is submitted. All right, thanks for listening. And we have a scheduled webinar to answer questions regarding the grant guidelines for social innovation, which is inclusive of college readiness, skilled trades readiness, Freedom School, and Freedom Schools it's on the website. I think it's December 10th. No, December 11th at 12 o'clock. So go to our website, OFBI. You got to Google the New Jersey Office of Faith-Based Initiatives. It will take you to our website, and then you click on grant opportunity. In fact, let me do it here so you have an understanding of what's going on. You Google New Jersey Office of Faith-Based Initiatives. Click that. It'll take you to the homepage. You click that. You click grant opportunities, and you'll see the scheduled workshop. This one is for the 12th. We're going to add another one for sustainable development, but this one is for social innovation, special projects, Project Atlas, college readiness, skilled trades readiness, Freedom Schools. And we'll have an hour, and I'll just answer all your whatever questions you might have. All right. Thanks a lot for hopping on, and have a good day.